Hi everyone, Lisa Soames-Peck from Spellbound Miniatures here. If this is your first time visiting our YouTube channel, welcome. Do give us the thumbs up or click subscribe if you'd like to receive notifications of our other videos. Today's video is a very special one. We're doing a little mini collaboration with another miniatures artist across the pond in the US. If you hadn't guessed already, we're based in the UK. And if you were on Instagram, you'd have seen this package on one of my Instagram posts. So today we're going to open this and let's see what's inside. Okay, well, I did give the game away in the Instagram post. This is from the lovely Era Bentley from Bentley House Minis. Era's a really good friend of mine and I love her work. So I'm excited to see what's inside. You can see, I've zoomed in a bit because this is going to be in a smaller scale than I normally work in. This is so well packaged. This has come all the way from the States and there is not a one dink on this packaging. So she's packaged it very well. And there's a little note. I'll just read it. Hi Lisa, I hope this package finds you well. I can't say the next bit because that's a surprise for the next video. Hugs from Texas, Era. Thank you so much, Era. So let's see what's in here. And I've got to just look because I know there's two things in here. One is a surprise for you guys. So I'm just going to have to quietly, off camera, get that out of the way. Okay, I don't think you can see that. And here is a Hall Tree kit from Bentley House Minis in 24th scale. And as you can see, it was extremely well packaged. So if you're going to order one, you won't be disappointed. It's going to come to you in perfect condition. So the Hall Tree kit in 24th scale. You'll know I mostly work in 12th, so this is going to be a bit of a mini adventure for me. And in the kit, we have the directions. And Era also does videos, video tutorials, and she's got a separate channel for that. So what I will do is I'll put Era's YouTube channel, her tutorial YouTube channel, and also the Bentley House Minis website where you can order her kits. I'll put those links in the description box below YouTube video, and all you have to do is click, there's a little down arrow like a triangle, and when you click on that it gives you all the other information for the video. So, kit directions. These kits are laser cut. We've got 3 double thick cardstock laser cut sheets. Ooh, yeah, 1, 2, 3. A small cardstock laser cut sheet. Can you see that? And a cotton ball and a paper clip. That's here. And an instruction sheet. So we've got everything we need. I'm going to use the written instructions. If I was really fancy and any good with technology, it would be really good. I could play Era's video and I could make it as I went along with the video. I don't think I've got good enough tech skills for that, so we're going to use the instructions. Now I don't know whether to read them out loud to you or just do it and play some music. Let's go with the reading out first. Locate cardstock sheet 1, and they're very handily numbered here, and can you see that? There we go. Half scale Hall Tree sheet 1. This is so cute. I'll put the other items out of the way at the minute. Use a craft knife to slice through the tabs connecting both pieces marked A. So that is these pieces here. And there's tiny, tiny little tabs there. Can you see? Just tiny ones. So I'll just cut those out. I don't think my head's getting in the way. Sorry if it does. And that's very easy to cut through. I probably should have treated myself to a new blade anyway. This blade I've had in here for much longer than I'm actually going to admit to. One of the pieces has long vertical grooves that will create a panelled look. If you desire this look, glue this piece on top of the other piece. If you don't wish to have the panelled look, glue the piece marked A that does not have the vertical lines engraved on top. Okay, so that would be for the plain. I'm going to go with panelled. We like a bit of detail. Clamp these pieces as they dry or put them under something heavy. So you know I like to use my steel bench block. And I also have my granite slab, depending on how many pieces and how big they are. So I'm going to use tacky glue. And then just line up the edges. Put them under my bench block. Locate, remove and clean all the pieces marked B from sheet 1 and 2. So we have a B here. It's a really nice shape. It's like the sides, I'm guessing. And where the tags are, it's just the tiniest little bit. Ooh, where are we? There. You can see the white bit isn't actually a tag. That's where, when it's cut with the laser, it kind of creates that brown line. So there's not so much sticking out there as probably looks at that way around. That's just the white mark where the tab wasn't cut by the laser. The actual bit left is very... Oh, you can't see it. I'll try and get it really close up. I don't know how this is gonna... There. Well, there we go. Minuscule. And if I'm bothered by the end product, by the time I've finished, I'll just lightly rub them down. But at the minute, I'm not inclined to. So we want the other letter B from sheet 2. 2 of the pieces will have B in the upright position. Go glue them together to create double thickness. And 2 pieces have the letter B sideways. Glue those together. So I will glue my sideways B's. Ooh, can we see them? And my upright B's together. Now I've done that wrong. I only want glue on one of those, don't I? I'm just going to wipe it off a second, off one of them. It'll be a bit sticky, but that'll dry. The edges are really nice and square, so they line up no problem at all. And I'll only put glue on one of them. Probably one of those, you're all screaming at the camera, weren't you, going, don't do it. The second one. After the glued pieces have dried completely, lay them in front of you. Lay the pieces marked B on either side of A so that the long edges line up and you can see the engraved letters towards the bottom of each piece. Add glue to the edge of the pieces marked B so you can glue it to the sides of A. See image 1. Aha, and that's that one there. So you can see that the sides glue onto the ends of A rather than going onto the front of it. And it's always handy to have pictures. I find I'm a visual person. You should be able to see the engraved letters and lines on the inside, not the exterior. Cool. So that's the engraved. There's a tiny engraving. Can you see that there? That goes on the inside like that. So I'm going to put glue on the side of the A, and then the B goes sort of up onto that. I don't know if I can get that in, it's so tiny, up to it like that. So often I find the best way is to put that down flat, and then just bring this one up to it, and then make sure that you've got something with a flat edge. You could use a gluing jig actually, just to give it a nice even pressure all the way along that joint. And if you've got any excess glue, wipe it out and make sure the top and the bottom edges are sort of, there we go, like that rather than like that. So make sure they're even. Cocktail stick. And then do the same with this piece. I will need another weight or a pushy thing. Hold on. You could even use a coaster. So if I think that that's dried enough, I can now put the glue on this edge. And do you know, I haven't even cheated. I didn't watch the Era's tutorial for this, so I'm going in blind. Make sure the bottom and the top are lined up. Kind of have a sandwich going on there. I could swap them over. So that puts like more pressure along the whole of that edge. I'll leave that just to set for a couple of minutes, read the next stage. Locate, remove and clean the piece. I haven't actually been cleaning them, have I? Do you know, that doesn't feel like they need them. Let's do that while we're waiting for the glue to set. That's what the cotton wool's for. So we want piece E, wasn't it? Yeah. So E is on sheet 3. Where are we? There's E. So I'll just remove that. If I'd watched a video, I would have been prompted to do this. But nothing's coming off. Oh, where are we? I should imagine, because this is a nice thin material. If it was thicker with like mat board, I think you might get some more. What is it called? Ash or laser burn, but there's just nothing on here. There's nothing coming off on my hands either. So we've got piece E. Add glue to the 2 short sides and 1 long side and insert it into the structure so that it lines up with the engraved lines you see at the bottom of the pieces. So we can see those ones at the bottom there. So that would, if I take these out of the way now, always dry fit. That'll go in there. So the 2 short sides and 1 long side. And you may want to use a cocktail stick to put the glue on. And I'm just going to slightly do that with them if I feel that they'll do that, so that I don't get glue all the way down the sides of everything. I've got a bit there, wipe it off if it does. And then you can see there's where are we? Inside there's a line. And we just want to make sure, if you can't see it from underneath and you can't see it from on top, you're probably on the line. So just make sure it is on the line. get any glue off that's if it's squeezed out. I've got some underneath. And I think that's good. And then the line just pokes out slightly there in front of it, of this piece, so you can actually see that it's on the line there. Cool. And make sure it's pushed all the way to the back there, I would as well. Fab. It feels sturdy already. Locate, remove and clean pieces marked C and D. Aha, those are these pieces there. And again, it says you've got the choice of panelled or non-panelled. Glue piece C onto D and then slide into place on the front of the hall tree. Ah, okay, so that's going, I don't know if you'll see that, just there on the front. So, panelled or plain? I think I'm going to go for plain this time. So I'm going to stick the plain on top, or sorry, the plain underneath. No, the plain on top, that's it. And the panelled underneath. I don't need a line on the front. Make sure the scroll work at the bottom aligns and there's a small reveal at the top, and that's right. So when I'm pushing down there, I could see that there is a difference in height there between, oh, which way, this piece and the piece behind it. You can just see there is a difference in height, so make sure that you line up the bottom pieces to be flat and press that while it dries. And then once dry, add glue to the engraved line on piece D and to the sides of pieces C and D, and then slide it into place on the front. Put glue on this edge, if you can remember that piece there, and then the sides of this. So I'll put the glue on there first. And then I'm having the plain at the front. I'll put the glue on these side bits here because they fit inside. Plain at the front. I've got a terrible memory. A lot of glue came out there, so I'll just wipe that off. And then make sure that it lines up with the bottoms all the same. So that's that. Locate, remove and clean pieces marked K, there's 2 of them, and L, and glue both pieces marked K together with the letters facing inwards. Cool. So you want 2 Ks in an L. That's on sheet 3. And then put the 2 Ks facing inwards and glue those together. Press them while they dry. And then glue the K pieces to piece L, lining one of the long edges up and centering the rest, making sure the engraved letter is facing inwards so it's hidden once glued. After doing this, there should be a small reveal around the 3 sides. Ah, okay, see image 4. Yeah, don't know if you can see that there. So there's a little bit of a reveal around there, but it's lined up at the back. Yeah, I get that. So our piece that's K goes on top of L and covers the L. Oop, the other way. I'll do that again. There's the L is smaller. It goes on top of K and we line it up flush at the back, and then that leaves, I don't know if you can better see this, a little bit of a reveal around the top and two sides. But I'll glue it first so it doesn't move when I'm showing you. So one edge, the long edge, you line up, and then this long edge. And then center it so that it's the same distance from each side. Now, can you see that? There. So this edge here is flush, and then we've got a reveal on those ones there. Don't know if that's fake. Glue the KL piece on top of the haul tree, making sure that the L piece, the smallest piece, is facing down, and glued to pieces A and both B's. So that is, I'm guessing, here. So the flush back, I think, goes to the back, and then where we have this reveal here, that locates on top. No, hang on, where am I meant to put this? On top of the haul tree. Ah. That goes up there. That makes sense. That looks so much better. There we go. It goes up there so that you've got a lovely graduated step detail there. I'll read that out again for my benefit. Glue on this on top, it says on top of the haul tree, making sure L is face down, and center it. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the instructions, it's my brain. That had nothing to do with the seat when I was talking about that. This is really funny, isn't it? It just goes to show you can design kits, but can you put them together? No. Only my own. Right, that's looking really good. So I'll put it flush at the back, and then it's just stepped out over the front. I'll leave that way up for now. Locate, remove and clean both pieces marked I. And that's those little ones there. Glue them together with the letters facing inwards. So put glue on one of the letter sides. Glue the other one with the letter facing inwards. Actually, I normally avoid 24 scale because it's so fiddly. But this isn't that fiddly at all. So I think it's a good first 24th scale project. Normally, if I go smaller than 12th scale, these things just don't work and they get in the way. I've done that. Glue the constructed eyepiece underneath the line that is still visible on the piece marked A. Oh, that's inside. The top of this piece should go underneath the engraved line there to create a place for the bench seat to rest. So I'm going to put that on that line there, with the line at the top. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you that while I do that. That's in there. And press down. Locate, remove and clean. Oh, you can't see me when I'm doing that, can't you? Sorry. I'll read my instructions like this. I've just realised. F, G and H we need next. So that's F, G and H. Glue pieces F and G together so the letters face inwards. Line up 3 of the 4 edges so there is a small reveal on one of the long sides once the pieces are together. The larger piece is the top of the bench seat. So we go like that, and then when you line them up there indeed is a little reveal like that. So that's that way around. Glue piece H to the long non-reveal side of the piece with the engraved letter facing so it is hidden once in place. There is a very helpful diagram for that. So this goes on the end, flush with the top of piece F. And probably easier again to do that on there. So you've got the smallest piece on the top, the reveal is on this side, that's the flush side, and I'm going to put the H so that it isn't seen. Engraved letters there so it's facing in. I think that's right. But if you're going to paint it anyway, there's probably, if I get this wrong, it's okay. Just line that up, top and bottom as well. Now you can't see it, but it's gluing nice and square. This should now fit in the bench area. Do not glue unless you plan for it to stay closed always. You will know it's sitting correctly if there is a small 1/16 of an inch gap between the back of that piece and piece A. Locate, remove and clean piece J. There are no engraved markings for this piece in case you decide to leave it off. If you decide to add it, center it in the upper part of piece A and glue. So, I really should have watched the video so I knew where I was heading before I started. The paper clip that came is to make little pegs to go in these holes. So we're definitely going to do that. I love wire work. So, oh, it's stuck on the bottom of there. That now, let's see that, has the lip there, so that should fit, and it does, perfectly in there as a seat. And it just sits on that back one there. So that works really well. Do I want to glue that in place? I think I do. I had enough of hinges and the clock fronts, so I'm going to glue this one in place. Oh, I could just leave it removable actually, couldn't I? I could leave it removable. I'm going to leave it removable. Then if I do ever want to add hinges I can, and if not, no one would know it was removable. So I'm going to leave that bit removable. And let's do J. I think that is all of the big pieces. They're all cut. So J, centre it in the upper piece of A and glue. So that would be about there, or I could bring it down slightly. Yeah, I'm going to move it down slightly, it's up to you. Use a wire cutter to make 5 small pegs from the paper clip, as long as you like. 18-inch long seems to work well. Okay, so more wire cutters and a pair of pliers, because 18 inches is just going to ping off all over the place. Well, it does in my studio. I find all kinds of things when I'm hoovering. So 18 inches. Here's a handy tip. These are straight edge pliers. I could work out which part of this is 18 inches, an eighth of an inch, and mark it with a Sharpie. Just say an eighth of an inch long, and then we know where to put the wire into. So now I don't actually work in inches. I do for like 12 scale 6.5 inches, but when it gets beyond lower than half an inch, I'm stuck. So I think this is an inch, this is half an inch, that's a quarter of an inch, so I'm guessing that's an eighth of an inch. I don't know if I can do this so you can see it, but if I balance it, where's an eighth of an inch there? There is an eighth of an inch. Yeah, so if you can see that little line there, I've drawn it. Then I can put this in on that line there, hold it with these and then cut it with those. It's going to be as close as I can get. Wear eye coverings for this. My right hand's possibly stronger. Cool. So there we have an eighth of an inch. Can you even see that? Oop. There is something in there. So again, put the wire on that mark. Use the cutters, and that went flying. Excuse me. I have 5 of these I need. Faces you pull. I have 5, and I'll get the paper clip later. Now, I don't know that you're going to see this because I've done them with those pliers. I've got pointy ends. I could sand them. So let's go rough a bit. The best way to do that would be to hold them with the pliers and just, you can't see that, effectively, this is on the bench. I've got the believe me, there's a peg in there, and I'm just doing that to sand the end down. This will make my hands black. Metalwork always makes your hands black. So I could do that, just a little bit on each of them. Okay, glue them in. I'm just going to attempt to actually put a dab of glue in each hole. Do I want to glue them in before I paint it? I might glue them in after I've painted it. So I'll try and put them out of the way and not accidentally lose them. So locate and remove 2 pieces that resemble pieces B. This is in cardstock, so this is thinner again. You can see that, those 2 pieces there. These are the extra embellishments that you can add to the sides. Oh, I hadn't even looked at this before, and that's what I literally did, just get it out of the package when I showed you. I hadn't cheated. There look like some paper hinges, so I might try that. I wanted to be as genuine as I could with this unboxing. And it shows, I know. Right, so I could glue that on the side. And that gives it a nice panelled effect. I don't know if you can see that because it's white on white. It doesn't always show up well. Yeah, a little bit. So I'm definitely going to do that. You could, if you've got a brayer, just do a little bit of a smooth. Do the other side. Make sure you put the glue on the right side. How many times when you've got a left and a right piece I end up putting the glue on the wrong side. Locate and remove from your cardstock the piece that matches the scroll work on the bottom. That's a really cute piece there. Now, as you can see in the photograph, if you'd done the panelled version, that would break up the panelling and add a nice layer of detail. And also, even on this non-panelled version, I can see that if I did want to paint this plain bit a different colour to the trim, that would also look good. So I'm going to stick that on as well. I don't know what colour I'm going to do this year. I'd like to wait for pieces to talk to me and tell me what colour or finish they'd like. So I won't make you watch me paint it, but I will show you at the end of the video what it turned out like. So that literally just fits easily in place over the bottom. This is really sturdy. And then Era says, before moving forward, this is a good time to paint your haul tree with acrylic paint, which I will do, and then to create the hardware, which are these. There's some handles on there which you can glue together. There. To create one handle that goes in the middle of the lift up lid. Let's do that now anyway. I'll create those while I'm on here, and I will use, I've got a smaller knife to cut those out, because that is, compared to the size of my fingernail, they are very small. Can you even see those? There they are. I need a macro lens, I think. So I will do my best to glue those together. I will definitely put the glue on the cocktail stick this time. I did it. And once glued together, while it's drying, bend it into a U shape. So I'm actually going to use the cocktail stick to bend it around. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Where is it? Can you even see that? It's there. I apologise if it's not in focus. And then to create the hinges, remove the 4 hinge shapes, glue them together, and then bend them into an L shape while they dry. Nearly picked up the cocktail stick with a hinge on it then. Not the hinge, the handle. I'm going to use the back of my X-Acto knife to make the crease. Can you see that? I've just literally put the knife in there and then created an L shape. And do the same. Stab myself. Put the knife in the middle and then just press down. And create an L shape. Ooh. I don't know if you can see it. Cool. I think only locate and remove the very small rectangles. These can be added to the centre of the L shape of the hinge to add some dimension, like you'd get the barrel of a hinge. That's optional. Paint the hinges and glue them in place so that one side is attached to the HGF piece. That's this bit. And it would be that edge without the lip, and then the other bit of the hinge then gets glued onto the back there. And then allow the hinges to dry completely before operating the seat lid. The extra shapes left over on the cardstock are just for fun if you wanted to add any more shapes to your haul tree. Congratulations, you are done with the construction. Well, I think that turned out really well, despite my error midway, thinking that was going to be the seat, and also that I didn't read ahead far enough. And remember on the scroll bit when we were creating that plane, you need to line up the bottom so that we have that reveal at the top. They were in the instructions, I just didn't read them. But I think that's turned out really well. Thank you, Era. So I'm going to paint this now, and then I will add the hinges, the handle and the pegs, and I will put the finished photos up at the end. I hope you enjoyed that, watching me make a fool of myself and creating Eira's lovely kit. And literally, as I said, I didn't even watch the video or look at the instructions, so that was a completely genuine off the bat build, and how cool is it? So if you fancy having a go at making any of Eira's kits, I'll put the link to Bentley House Minis website. Please do also go and subscribe to Eira's channel. She's got amazing videos on there, and she also gives away free plans from time to time too, so you can make them at home as well. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.